Greetings, everyone. Please let me know you can hear me by typing a Y on the text chat. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Tonight, we're going to talk about how to heal everything in your life permanently, which may seem like a stretch, but if you think about the issues in your life, they all require healing, whether it's a relationship issue, a health issue, a money issue, even a business issue can sometimes require healing. So, what you're going to learn tonight is the source of all illness, disease, stress, and disharmony. You're also going to learn how every issue in your life is signaling the need to heal, whether it's a money issue, a relationship upset, a physical health problem, even a tooth issue. And so we'll go over like how to know if you have something to heal in this lifetime. For example, some people before they incarnate, they schedule to have a health challenge. And so they learn how to heal themselves through this challenge. And that's something that they planned. Like I know one of my good friends, he was completely paralyzed, from the chest down and had all of these issues. And so by learning how he created those, and then by uninstalling the things that did create those, like we're going to talk about in tonight's webinar, he was able to completely heal himself, basically go against the doctor's, diagnosis that he would never walk again. And, I have the firm knowing, the gnosis, that everything can be healed because I know how people get sick and I know how people get in disorder. And so that leads us to the brand new Ascended Master Healing System that I've been working with Babaji and Mataji and Saint Germain on. And I've actually been using this for some of my clients that have had serious diseases like stage 4 breast cancer, ovarian cancer, those types of things that you typically wouldn't think that you would be able to heal. But in actuality, at the quantum level, everything is energy. So, we're constantly changing. We have a brand new heart every 4 years. We have brand new skin every 4 weeks. We have a whole new skeleton every 10 years. So everything is changing all the time. And so at the end of the webinar, I'm gonna make an offer to help you to go through this system. And I'm also going to guide you through one of the most powerful steps of the system so you can experience this yourself and be able to start commanding creator consciousness, which we're all fractals of God. Like, how many of you are aware of that? Just type a Y in the text chat. So we're all fractals of God within God. And if we have our energy receptors open, we can receive all that life force energy within us. And we can use that to heal any discordant energy in our mind, body, spirit system. And so, for those of you who are going to go through this system, I want you to be able to know how to do this and have the experience of that. So this will help you, no matter what you're doing in your life and no matter what kind of issue you're dealing with. Does that sound good, everyone? All right, so let's get started. So why should you pay attention? Why should you pay attention on this webinar? Why should you be here. And I really appreciate all of you that heard the call. Basically, anytime you pay attention to anything, your energy is being used. And so right now you're paying attention to this. That's why it's called paying attention. And there are so many things that are distractions in our life right now. Social media, news, TV, all of these alerts going off all the time. So really a skill to start having is to be discerning in how you pay attention, because everything you pay attention to has an ROI, a return on investment. And that's either a negative ROI or a positive ROI. I can assure you that in this webinar, you're going to get a huge positive ROI. But, some things that we do, maybe we're with a friend who is kind of like an energy vampire. And so every time you talk to them, your energy is very high. But then at the end of the conversation, due to all of their complaining and victimization, your energy is now low and theirs is high. How many of you have experienced that? So they're literally sucking on your compassionate energy. And sometimes you even open up portals on yourself and you take on their negative energy because you subconsciously want to heal them. That happens to me all the time. No matter where I go, they come up, they're drawn, and then they start telling me their life story. I had that happen last night. But right now, the most important use of your energy at this time is to learn about this, because you're going to be hearing about this for a very long time. And you're the first people to hear about this. So, basically, the Ascended Master Healing System, this is coming straight from the highest upper realms. Like, how many of you remember in a previous webinar where I showed the stair-step creation model? How you have source at the top, and then you have the collective consciousness of the Elohim. You have the Ire, the Mane, then you have the Rishi, the avatars, the oversouls, the souls, and the incarnate selves here in the 3D. And so this is coming from beyond the 15 dimensional time matrix. And the reason it's coming right now is because the Earth is able to handle this high frequency system. And so principally, the people that are involved with this are Babaji, Mataji, Saint Germain, and Lord Kutumi. And I'm the one here in the 3D to basically bring this into fruition for humanity. I have agreed to do that. You saw, my conversation with Babaji about that. And by the way, he is here and he's going to probably pick on a couple of you. But, there are so many things that require healing right now in the world. Just look around, you have all of these wars going on, you have the monetary collapse, you have inflation, you have 60% of the world is obese. You have drug commercials going off on every single commercial, brainwashing people that, the only way they can go skydiving or go whitewater rafting is if they take this pill. And so it's really a ridiculous, slave planet that we're on right now. But we did agree to come here. And so we can, stay in the matrix and, be distracted, or we can actually come here and do what we came here to do. And so that's what I'm choosing to do. But the big problem for most people, and maybe this is you, is you don't have one system for healing every single issue in your life that comes up and that works consistently and permanently. Think about this. Did you know that right now, 84% of people in the United States report feeling stressed out, like especially this month of May. How many of you have felt stressed in the last week or so? Just type a Y on the text chat. It's been extremely stressful, right? Extremely chaotic. You know, I didn't realize this, but this last week, like Thursday, there were over 500,000 people that came to Las Vegas for this EDC music festival. And I didn't even know they were coming, so I tried to get a hotel room and they were all sold out. Every single hotel room in Vegas was sold out. It doesn't matter if it was the best hotel or the Motel 6, they were all sold out. And even like a hotel like Motel 6, you know how much it was per night for 4 nights? It was $1,000 a night at Motel 6 in Las Vegas. So it was like a zoo here. I mean, all of these kids were running around, barely clothed, on drugs, going to the music festival, and it was like nothing I've ever seen before. And so you see these kids and you're looking at them and they all have like vapes and everything. And why do you think they have vapes? Because they have anxiety. And so 47% of people in the United States suffer from anxiety, 44% suffer from sadness or depression, 39% suffer from anger, and 51% suffer from chronic fatigue. 67% suffer from sleep issues. I can't tell me how many people email me or text me and say, I can't sleep or whatever. And I just, like, I could sleep whenever I want, but I don't sleep very often and I don't sleep very much. But I can't understand how people cannot relax. I'm always relaxed. But people that are under constant stress actually have a 50% higher mortality rate. And so they drop their body, or their physical body dies faster than most. And here's the sad thing: only 14% of Americans say that they're happy, and this is the lowest in 50 years. So that's where we are right now. And let me know if this sounds like you. Let's just see what we have here on the webinar. Who here has a physical symptom in your body going on right now? Just type a Y on the text chat. And if you have something, if you have it, just type a little bit about what it is. Like, it could be a intestinal challenge, or, it could be a tooth problem, or, a sprained ankle, or just put a little bit about what it is on the text chat so I'll know what we have. Okay, food allergies, eye, ears, vision loss, sinus infection, head cold, teeth problems, intestinal issues, body aches, wrist in pain, eyes blurry, dry eye, trouble breathing, lungs. All right. Well, that's good. That's good to know, because I think what we'll do tonight will help you with a lot of that. Let me know about this. Who here has stress over either your work, your children, your bills, or your current relationship? Just type a Y. This is happening more and more because of the There was a portal on March 3rd, a portal on April 4th, and a portal on May 5th. And there's been a lot of higher dimensional frequencies coming into the earth. And so we're having to accrete these frequencies and then integrate them into our physical bodies, and everyone is integrating at a different level. And so what you may have noticed happening is that people in your life that you've had relationships with are just like falling out of your hologram, or they're not resonating with you, or you're not resonating with them, and maybe you can't even communicate. How many of you have noticed that, like, you just can't even see that person anymore? And so just know that that's normal for what's happening right now, because we're right in the middle of this ascension cycle, and only about 50% of earth has the potential to ascend. So all of this inner work and healing that we're doing is extremely important for those of you on a spiritual path to desire to ascend, and not have to come back into this low frequential environment, because we're at the lowest frequential environment we can possibly be. There's other versions of earth and higher dimensions. That's where we want to go. But right now we're here, so we require to master this energy. What about this? Who here has suffered a huge betrayal recently or in this lifetime that you still feel is affecting you? Like, you trusted someone, and then, they did something that was just completely uh, unfathomable, and you can't believe that they would do that. Yeah, so those betrayals really affect your heart chakra. And your heart chakra is in between your lower three chakras and your upper three chakras. So it's really like the most important gateway to the higher dimensions. And so when you have those huge betrayals, you form an indentation, like a id, an identity in your heart chakra. So it closes up your heart chakra. And I want to just guide you through something right here that can help you with that. So everyone just close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath in, and then exhale slowly. Now with your right hand, I want you to take your index finger and your middle finger and touch the center of your heart, your chest. So just lightly touch it, and then as you're breathing, I want you to touch your fingers with your heart chakra. Now notice how still your mind got right there. This is how you can become instantly present to the present, how you can shut off that mind chatter, and how you can open up your heart chakra. Isn't that amazing how that feels? So anytime you feel like you're stressed or overwhelmed, you can do this. And the more you do it, the more you open up your heart chakra, which is essential because your heart chakra represents the fourth dimension. And that's where we're going to 4, 5, and 6. All right, so that's one thing you can do. You know, when you incarnate here, you choose your parents, you choose your life plan, and you choose your team. So when I say team, you're choosing like your soul group of origination. You're choosing, whether you want to be on the good team or the bad team, based on what you want to experience, what you want to learn. But a lot of you, I think, are on this team as well. This is the team of the teachers of humanity, the healers, the uplifters, and this is led by Babaji Nagaraj, who, that I've been with Babaji for a long time. Mataji, his twin flame, also a master. Saint Germain. Saint Germain and Babaji have been very active on the planet, in the White Brotherhood. So they're like on the spiritual council. And Babaji is the teacher of all the ascended masters. So he's the most advanced soul of them all. And, you have Lord Kutumi, which if you read my book, Babaji said that that's my higher self. And, you know, it's kind of like we have all of these lives going on in different time space zones. For example, how many of you last night had some very strange dreams? I had the strangest dreams ever. I mean, it was just like the most bizarre conglomeration of all these different life events. There was a car chase. There was a bicycle race. There was a guy from my fraternity in there. I mean, but I'm receiving all of this information, and it is creating like a huge awakening in me. And so I'm constantly doing clearings and activations. And so when you do all that inner work, you release a lot of this stuff unconsciously during dream time. And so sometimes your dreams are messages from the higher realms, and sometimes they're just clearings. But our team here, we have a very powerful team. And a lot of you right here on this webinar are connected to us. It's like you can imagine your higher self as an octopus. And all of us here in the 3D right now are like tentacles of the octopus. And so when the higher self wants to descend down into the lower realms to experience something, it will lower one of those tentacles, like into the water. And here on Earth, the 3D, the water is like really deep and dirty, so it lowers down, and it's kind of like we're in a diving suit. So we hit the bottom in the diving suit, we lose all of our memory. We have amnesia about our life plan, why we came here, what we're here to do. We can't see very much because we're underwater and it's very dark and dirty, right? We have this big diving bell suit on and we can barely move, right? That's the way it is here in the 3D. But as we ascend in consciousness, like when we get above the water, we can see a lot more things, right? And then when we finally get on land and we take that diving suit off, now it's like night and day. Does that make sense, everyone? And so that's the process that we're in, is ascending to where we can get back to where we were. And so that's what this is all about, is learning how to do that. So the whole purpose of this is to perform the great work here on earth, which is the work of, annihilating darkness and, accreting light and ascending humanity. also to helping everyone everywhere who are suffering and to those who cannot care for themselves. It's basically dedicated to all the souls who have so courageously came here to have the human experience, even when, some of you didn't even have to come. So, what prevents us from being able to live from our true self? Well, it's the subconscious programming, which is called your ego mind identity, or EMI. So, think about this. How many of you have noticed that you exhaust and delude yourselves in trying to get so many things done in a day? You think that's what life is all about. Do a to-do list and, you know, get as many things done as possible. And then at the end of the day, look at the list and beat yourself up because you didn't get everything done, right? So that's really not why you came here. That's subconscious programming. That's like someone that you watched that told you that, and then you believed it, and then you thought that's how it is. Like kind of like, going into the army and being brainwashed, or going to Navy SEALs school, staying up for 48 hours, being in an altered state, and then when the sergeant's yelling those commands and all these things in your mind, it's going right in as programming. So that's not what you are. That's not what your true self is. Your true self is about eternal peace, ever-present completeness, unconditional love, and limitless imagination. But these have been perverted and inverted into a low frequency program paradigm of endless duties and a worker bee mentality. So when you have these experiences in your life, and then you have the exposure to all these beliefs, which you then attach to, or these concepts, even religions, traumas, expectations, thought ruminations. Thinking is the problem with most people. They're thinking using their EMI all the time. And even people around us can leave us perpetually imbalanced and drained. Like, how many of you have just felt more tired than usual lately? Just type a Y on the text chat. Yeah, it's been really weird because, you know, your whole schedule is probably off right now due to the energies on the planet. So basically, if you're operating from your EMI, your egoic mind identity, you're never satisfied. You could have a goal and you achieve it, but you're not fulfilled because that goal was coming from the EMI anyway. Does that make sense? It's like me with mastering remote viewing and sports betting. That's something I like to do, but it's when you think about it, it's really coming from my egoic mind that is all about achievement, winning. That's not coming from the true self. And so no matter how much I win, I'll never be satisfied with that. Does that make sense? So just realize that a lot of things that you do are coming from your EMI. You've basically been put under a spell, and it only grows more and more powerful, and then it drains your life force energy if you allow it to go unchecked. So your EMI blocks your highest potential and your greatest joy. And then the real you has the experience of being confined, controlled, cornered, and constricted. I know a lot of you here have divine power as your primary soul energy, for when we did the soul readings. So divine power, the primary value of divine power is what? Does anyone remember? Freedom, right? Freedom. Divine power is all about freedom. So if you have divine power, you despise being told what to do. You would have hated it during COVID, right? When people were telling you to stay in your house, wear the stupid mask, do all these stupid like 6 feet, you know, social things. Now you see how ridiculous the whole thing was. But our natural instinct is to be completely free, not constricted. And so what you'll notice is that the most controlling and condescending people are those who are the most constricted and controlled by their subconscious pattern egoic mind. So what you're going to discover is how to deprogram this. When you deprogram the EMI, you're able to meet the real you. So when you talk about ascended masters, you need to be comfortable with terms such as magic, alchemy, and metaphysics. Like how many of you, when you were growing up, were drawn to study alchemy or metaphysics? And when you got a book like that, you couldn't put it down. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I like basketball too, but I'm obsessed with basketball. But even when I was doing computer consulting, SAP consulting, I would use my intuition to tell which of the 200 servers, for example, for Coca-Cola had a problem, or I would reduce my workforce by using my intuition. And so then I would study books, on alchemy, metaphysics, spiritual healing, ascended masters, city powers, all of that, psychic abilities, because that's what was really interesting to me. And the reason that is because we've all experienced very advanced civilizations on Earth and off Earth where these teachings and their teachers were part of our everyday existence. And this may be a mind stopper for you, but most people have had about 35,000 incarnations. And, you know, not all of those incarnations were on Earth, and they were not all in human bodies. So I'll leave that to your imagination, you know, because people think, are there aliens? Are there extraterrestrials? And they're basically here. They're you. Everyone has alien DNA, and so we've all been a part of different planets, different star systems, different civilizations on Earth, and so we've all experienced these things. Alchemy is transformation. Before it was turning lead into gold, but the philosopher's stone was the transformation of yourself. Like right here on Earth, right now, most people are very dense. They're like lead. But when you change yourself into gold, now you're operating, for example, from the golden light realms. your Christos avatar self. So that's what we mean by that. Also, the term occult has gotten a bad rap on Earth, but this term occult or an occultist comes from the term ocular or an oculus, which means one who can see. And so if you think about it, all of our understandings in science, religion, philosophy, physics, government, even the arts owe their origins to those who can see. Most inventions were downloaded from the higher dimensions. And so our entire world is based on these teachings and the understandings of the true teachers of humanity. And the true teachers of humanity are known as the ascended masters. So what is the cause of all suffering? Well, the cause of all suffering is misidentification. Okay. So how does this happen? Well, the misunderstanding occurs when infinite creator awareness, such as a self, like the original octopus, misidentifies itself with anything that can be perceived, such as beliefs, thoughts, emotions, experiences, memories, or what has been learned. So what would be an example of a belief, a misidentification of a belief? Think of I am. There you go, Kim. Anything after I am is not true. I am is the truth. That's you as your true self. Whenever you say I am, it's extremely powerful. And whatever you say after I am, you can manifest that. And so if you grew up Catholic and people ask you, well, what religion are you? Or what are you? And you say, I am Christian or I am Catholic, that's a belief. You're not any of that. You're a belief. But now that's part of your misidentification. And now you're subject to all of those beliefs that come along with that. Does that make sense? Or if someone says, I am depressed, that's an emotion, right? Or I am upset or I am angry. So one thing you can do, yeah, if you say I am broke, that's a misidentification. Well, if you say I am love, that's a accurate that's an accurate assignation, wouldn't you say? Because you're you're made of love. You are embodied with those particular particles. That's the original intention of source. So that's not a misidentification. But I was talking to a client yesterday, and this is one of the ones that had cancer. Her parents were like crackheads. She had a rough upbringing, and she says, I am such a loser. I'm 28 years old and I haven't accomplished anything. So she's identifying with the belief. And also, her parents did a lot of that as well. And so everyone is basically running this EMI, which is misidentification. Anything that you've learned that you identify with, that's like a program. And so one of the purposes of the the Ascended Master Healing Session and system is to unplug the EMI, like to completely delete it, because you don't want to be attached or, identify with anything. One of the exercises you can do is anytime you feel upset, like how many of you have gotten upset in the last couple days? Just type a Y on the text chat and be honest. There's nothing wrong with being honest. Okay, so me too. But now I know what to do. The last couple hours. Okay. So what you do when you find yourself in a specific emotion like being upset, you ask yourself, who is upset? So what would you say to that? You would say me, right? Yeah. So me. The next question is, who am I? You notice it completely goes away. So that's how you deal with that. Who am I? And then it just completely goes away. So we're going to go over some other things, but basically, here are the 7 steps of the system. Step 1 is access your true essence. Right now, as we said, most people are just operating from their ego mind identity. They never access their true essence. So that's the first step. Step 2, know specifically what you're going to achieve. So all of you wrote a specific issue that you had going on at the beginning of the webinar. So you need to know that you're going to heal that, right? That specific issue. So then step 3 is to activate your healing intention. Everything that happens in your life comes from your intention. Your intention is extremely powerful. With my intention right now, I can connect to everyone here on the webinar's higher self. And I can do a clearing, and no matter where you are in the world, you will feel it. So that's step 3. Step 4 is command creator consciousness. So you're operating from your creator consciousness, not the ego mind identity when you do the healing. And we're going to do that step tonight. Step 5 is channel intelligent energy into your body. And so this is how you channel energy in through your crown chakra, and you can direct it into the area of your body that is discordant or has a specific problem. Step 6 is turn off the program of illness. And so this is a way to go into your mental mind control or your panel, and you're basically taking the power cord out of the wall for every single symptom that you have. So this is really extremely powerful. And then step 7 is using the power of the spoken word. In the ancient times, they knew how to use the power of the spoken word for healing, mantras. Prayer is the least powerful because you're praying to something outside of you. But there are specific mantras and commands that you're going to learn that come from the higher realms that are kind of like secret words. They're like secret codes that, basically change reality. So those are the 7 steps. And tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to guide you through this command creator consciousness. And so let me know when you're settled in and you're ready and you're comfortable and you have no distractions. And then what we'll do is we'll invoke Babaji, and then I'll guide you through this. So just type ready on the text chat when you're ready. All right, so what I'm going to guide you through is something that I guided one of my clients through, one of the ones that had like the breast cancer. And she has gone back to the doctor since then, and the cancer is almost gone. So I'm not saying that this is a substitute for any medical advice, but if you know what creates cancer, then you can figure out how to heal it. So everyone, focus on this code. Inhale the code to your third eye, and then exhale the code down to your solar plexus chakra. This is the Great Master Abadita activation code, which is all about freedom. Abadita is one of the steps in the Great Master book. So the purpose of what we're doing is whatever specific system, organ, body part, nerve, or cells that need repair or healing in your body, you can rebuild that specific area while in this state of consciousness, this creator consciousness. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Keep your back straight, your feet planted on the ground. Now just rest your hands on your upper thighs with your palms up. Tilt your head slightly downward, keeping your jaw loose and your tongue relaxed in the back of your mouth, like a clam in the back of its shell. Make sure your eyes are closed. And using your diaphragm, take a deep breath in through your nose. And now exhale out your mouth. This belly breathing directly connects you with your sentience. Now just take 2 more deep, full breaths. And you may feel your mind already becoming still. Remember to keep your jaw loose and your tongue relaxed. And just breathe normally now from your belly. Let your mind settle down. And if a thought pops into your head, just say to yourself, that's just a thought. That's not me. And let it go. Breathe. So keep breathing like this until your mind is no longer grabbing for thoughts to sustain itself. And just experience your own exquisite silence and stillness. Free yourself from analyzing or responding to bodily sensations. Just let your body do what it will. Just observe it. You're not the physical body. Let go of the misidentification with it. And if any sensation arises, simply say to yourself, that's just a sensation. That's not me. And let it go. Once the mind is still, the physical body will feel hollow and empty, like there is only a faint outline in it. So just stay right there. Breathe. You're now consciously aware of what you eternally are. Formless, free, and unconditioned. You are creator awareness, given energy to create as you deem fit. Breathe. No more physical body or human mind. Simply an etheric, translucent form. Now imagine yourself standing on a deserted road in the middle of absolutely nowhere. You slowly begin to realize that before you is a huge airplane hangar with a single metal door. Slowly move your awareness toward the door. Set your intention to open the door. Open it now. Before you is the most technically advanced spacecraft imaginable. Take in its otherworldly design and sheer perfection. There's absolutely nothing this craft cannot do. And it was built and designed specifically for you. Now move your awareness to the entrance of your perfect craft and set your intention to open the entry hatch. Do it now. Bring your awareness inside your craft. It's a technological marvel beyond anything known to humankind. It responds directly to your every thought, emotion, and intention. And its intelligent system is specifically aligned to only your vibrational signature. Its singular purpose is to afford your awareness safe travel to anywhere. Bring your awareness to the viewing screen and place your translucent hands on the control panel. Your craft will instantly and always respond to your every intention. Once you've acclimated yourself, get ready to transcend the lower frequencies of the physical universe. You are aware that momentarily we're going to jet up the frequencies and dimensions of the multiverse into the higher frequencies of existence itself, well beyond space and time, where there's no static or fixed form to anything. The ether is pure potential that immediately yields to the power of your imagination. In this realm, intelligent energy is free of all limitations. The power of our creative intention instantaneously shapes this pure environment, and our desired reality is instantly co-created. This realm is real. Now send the intention to skyrocket straight up the frequencies now. Feel yourself, your vibration, nearly lifting you off your seat. Gravity is being shed, and you feel the waves of energy cascading down around your head and shoulders as you exit this frequency. Count to yourself slowly as you ascend. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You feel the lightness of being, the emptiness of non-physicality, the freedom of higher frequencies. Each moment of acceleration up the frequencies makes you feel lighter, calm, almost euphoric. Continue slowly counting to yourself. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Feel the ascension up the frequencies all over your translucent form. Keep ascending higher and higher. You are eternally safe and protected in your craft. It was built and designed only for you. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. You're leaving the association and the use of your physical body and its analytical mind. It's the only way to transcend it. Once you start to become aware of the liberation from the human experience, send the intention to slow your craft down. Acclimate yourself to this pure, truer state of beingness. Ease down on your hyperspeed until you hover at a complete standstill. Your craft responds instantly to your intention. Just stay here. Let yourself adjust to the higher frequencies of existence. Once you're fully adjusted and ready, set your intention to step outside your craft. There is no gravity or the need for it. Your pure intention sustains and takes you wherever your attention goes. Step outside now. Take in the environment. Feel the supremely high frequency. Notice what this environment feels like, what it looks like. Just be with it without judging it. Only when inspired to do so, set your intention to bring intelligent energy that is available everywhere in this environment to you. You are a powerful creator. Shape and form these intelligent energies into a pristine and perfect holographic version of your healthiest self. Let your higher imagination and its pure creative energy flow through you. Build yourself anew. Every single body part, every internal system, every organ, every nerve, muscle, and cell. Create yourself down to the tiniest divine and perfect detail. Once you're complete, place your perfect you just in front of you. Do it now. This new version of yourself is the perfect original design of optimal health. Feel that it was your imagination that created this perfect and pristine you. Every system, every organ, every bone, every nerve pathway, every beat of your heart, and every cell have all been constructed in perfect divine alignment, pulsing with immense life force. And you can see it and feel it. This is precisely how you were originally designed before you were ever born. The design of the human form is an expression of a supreme loving intelligence, and you can now fully experience its true majesty in front of you. You are this majesty. So feel the divine perfect expression that you are. It is you. Through your unstoppable intention, bring this holographic image of perfection right before you. So bring your divine creation, your perfect you, into you and completely merge with it now. Unite once again with your perfection completely, utterly, in totality. Surrender. It is your destiny. It is you. Feel the divine energy singing through your body, all your systems, all of your organs, all your cells, every proton, neutron, and electron charged with the light of source. It is repairing you, aligning you, renewing you, healing you. Feel it now. You are reborn new once again. Now, set your intention to return to your craft. Do it now. Awareness, you, recognizes that it exists within a perfectly regenerated and pristine form. Sit down in your control seat. Place your new translucent hands on the control panel and set your intention to descend the frequencies. Do it now. Feel the wave of energies all over you as you slowly descend into the slower and denser frequencies. 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40. Let your consciousness adjust to your new body and the dropping of the frequencies. 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30. Feel the waves of energy all around you. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. Bring your craft back into physical reality. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Once you've adjusted back to this realm, set your intention for your craft to land. Do it now. Now set your intention to open up your spacecraft door and step outside onto the solid ground. Do it now. Bring your awareness and translucent, perfect new body into the deserted airplane hangar and command the entire structure to dematerialize. Do this now. You are back in your home now. Breathe. Now open your eyes. If you have some water in front of you, take a drink of water to ground yourself. Enjoy and utilize the profound energetic reattunement, reconstruction, and regeneration of your form. How does that feel, everyone? Lots of awesomes flowing down the screen. Cosmic, relaxing, calming. Wow. So much fun. That was exhilarating. Spacey, lighter, new and improved. That's accurate. Emotional and great energy. So that was just one of the steps of the Ascended Master Healing System. And that's something that you can repeat and you can master it. You can rebuild yourself whenever you need to. So realize the personalized spaceship is a metaphor for your physical body, and your body is the perfect vessel that was built just for you and responds to your every intention. Basically, the spaceship is your permission slip to ascend the frequencies and dimensions and heal yourself. A great experience, love creating me, so much energy, couldn't open my eyes. That's awesome. Are there any questions about anything we've gone over so far? If you have any questions, just type them on the text chat. That was so energetically cleansing. Thank you. Thank you for being here. So how do we learn this? All right, so here's the deal. What this will do for you, the Ascended Master Healing System, it will let you let go of your EMI, your ego mind identity, and access your true essence. So you can live from that rather than from this subconscious programming. Question, is it suggested to do a clearing before doing this healing session? Well, this is just one step of the entire system. So there's 6 other steps, but you're probably asking, do I need to do an auric clearing first, right? Well, all of this system is all encompassing. So the 7 steps of this system trump anything else we've done. Of course, the other things we've done still work, but with this, we're taking care of everything in 7 different steps, okay? Can this be used to heal someone else? Of course. Your answer's in the question, Venkat. And you're probably going to want to learn this and eventually use it for your clients, because it's not only is it the most advanced high frequency healing system available, it's also very simple to implement. And so once you go through it yourself, then you learn how you'll experience it, what to expect for your clients, but you need to go through it first. And so the other things that this will do for you is separate from your doubts and know through gnosis what you're going to achieve. Most people have so many doubts that when they set a manifestation in motion, their doubt kills the manifestation. So, like we said, your intention is very powerful. You set your intention, it's like you're going one way down a railroad track. And then when you have doubts, it's like the railroad or the car turns around and goes the opposite direction. So the doubts are important to delete. We want to separate you from your doubts and marry yourself to the vibration of victory that's already within you. And then we activate the state of healing so you can do this: mental visualization plus physical action plus emotional stimulation plus the spoken word equals full activation of your healing intention. So that's one of the steps, is activate your healing intention. Also, you'll be able to access the hidden realms within the higher mind of source and communicate yourself with the ascended masters. You can start by just setting your intent, like you connect to your higher self. So you could connect to, say, Babaji, Om Kriya Babaji Nama Om. And then you could start just by automatic writing, asking questions on your journal and then just receiving the answer. Because the higher consciousness is basically the chemist of our biology and the architect of our form. Everything manifests here from an energetic template in the higher realms. So accessing and commanding this high frequency energy helps to repair and heal at the root level and not just treat symptoms like the medical industry is doing here in the 3D. What else this will do for you is complete emotional, mental, and physical healing of everything in your life. It deletes all discordant electrical impulses of doubt and installs iron willpower, like Sri Yukteswar. Deletes all limitation programs and allows you to live perpetually in the state of equanimity and peak performance, like an ascended master. The state of equanimity is where if something good happens, you perceive something good happens, you don't get too excited. And if something that you perceive is not so good happens, bad, you don't have a temper tantrum or you don't have an emotional reaction, and you're basically just like, this too shall pass. Now, one of the steps, you'll learn how to channel intelligent energy into your body through the crown chakra and then direct that energy into whatever area needs assistance. And then one of the steps allows you to turn off and sever all connections to illness. So that one's really, really powerful. How many of you have ever done any like design human engineering where you go into the mental control panel of your mind and you can turn off different things or turn on different levels of hormones? This is kind of like this, except it's at a higher level. It's not just the mental body. So this is extremely powerful. It's like having dials for all of these different things. The last step, you'll utilize the ancient power of the spoken word for repair, self-healing, and reharmonize your entire body of energy through commands, mantras, and affirmations. And so basically, there's 5 different ways that people can heal. Everyone has a different preference of how they heal. Like some people heal through faith. Some people heal through their will. And so whenever we start to do this, the first thing I need to ask you a couple questions to see which one of these ways is your preferred way. And there are certain questions that I ask you for that. Because once we find out what is your preferred way, then we use that in your healing system and your healing session, okay? So some people are like, it's more about faith, and they feel comfortable, asking God or doing mantras with God. And some people feel comfortable with other ways. And so that's something that's very specific to you. And so basically, this is a revolutionary system. And as you remove and repair and transcend all of your past indentations and identifications, your mind is no longer locked on repeat. I often use the analogy of a bedspread that's very tight, perfectly tight, like in a hospital or in the Marine Corps. And then if you put a marble on the bedspread, it makes a little indention. So every past experience that we have forms a little indention. And then when we attach to that, we create attachment and identifications. And so most people just cycle through those all the time. So that's really the goal of this, is to clear those indentations so we don't have that. And your energy is no longer being consumed by your past predictive programming. So once you do that and you're not living from your EMI, you're living from your true self, then your intuitive functions such as clairsentience, clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, they all come online because you've deprogrammed your EMI, which was blocking that. And you can use this system to heal any issue you have going on in your life by simply following the steps. Once we go through this, you'll know all the steps and you'll be able to do them for yourself. And no matter what comes up in your life, you'll be able to use these steps to heal that. And so once you do this, you'll just feel more in flow with yourself. You'll be in the zone. Little things that happen in your life won't throw you off. You won't procrastinate because you won't be in fear. You won't be in resistance, and then you won't be in doubt. So one of the things that can tell you that you're mastering yourself is you can give yourself a command and then you can carry it out. Most people say they're going to do something and then they don't do it. And so that's because of the resistance that's there. So the one who was always straining and efforting in your life, the ego mind identity, this is what causes the stress. But once that's gone, and actually the EMI also stands for electromagnetic interference, once that interference is gone, then you could just set your intent and it's like there's no effort. Most people on the planet think that life here is like a war. There's many people with all of these different, warrior mindset, warrior movements, and everything is a fight. That's really just their EMI that believes that. They believe that, and so they create that. But that's not that's not who we are at the higher levels. And so here's how the Ascended Master Healing System will work. We're going to do this over 21 days via webinar and Skype. And before we start, we're gonna chat on Skype. I'm going to ask you those questions to find out what is your preferred um, healing way, and then you'll tell me what you want to focus on healing in your life. And so basically every week we'll focus on going through the 7 steps. And then after that, you'll send me your experiences and we'll adjust accordingly. If you have a real physical problem or issue or illness or disease, you'll want to check in with me after we do this and tell me how you're feeling. Maybe you went to the doctor, you got a blood test, or you got a scan, and just, I want to communicate with you during the training, not just do one session and then, do another one and never communicate. So that's going to make sure that we heal everything permanently. All right, so the energy exchange, the total value of this, we have 21 days of training, and you're going to get 4 personal healing sessions using the Ascended Master Healing System. And, during these sessions, we invoke Babaji, Mataji, Saint Germain. So the total value of that is 5K. The complete healing of every single issue you have going on in your life right now, to me, is priceless. And so we'll leave the total value at 5K. The tuition, the energy exchange today for only 12 people, since I'm going to be doing these personal healing sessions, is only 22.22. And so to get one of the 12 spots, send me a message on Skype. My Skype is shivananda.brahmananda. And, I'll chat with you a couple minutes there, to find out, what is your preferred healing way. And then we'll go ahead and do that. All right. Are there any questions? Some of you are already messaging me. Yeah, this is the most powerful new healing session or system on the planet. We had Reiki back in the 1800s, and the reason that healing system could only use 10th dimensional frequency is because the earth could not hold 12th dimensional frequency until year 2000. And so now, with the transition to the 5D, the earth can hold more frequency. And so now we have an all-encompassing healing system, 7 steps. It's very straightforward. And once you learn it, it's very easy to duplicate if you want to learn it to apply it to your clients. But everyone on earth has something to heal. And so one of these 7 steps can be used to heal what you have going on in your life. And so it's a no-brainer to heal that as soon as you can, because you don't want to be walking around with discordant energy, because that attracts you to negative people, places, times, things, and events. And things are about to get pretty unstable on the planet. So as you raise your frequencies, you're able to rise above that, and you're not going to be stuck in these matrix events and manipulation that's been going on. Are there any questions? Okay, will this webinar be up again to view? For those of you who attended, I can send the replay to you. Yes. But if you want to actually get the system, just send me a message on Skype at shivananda.brahmananda. Any other questions? Are you going to have a certification for this? Eventually, yes. I mean, some people have already signed up for the system and the certification. I have about 1,000 certified practitioners around the world. And so what we want to do is get this on as many continents as possible, because the continents are where the stargates are. What have you used this to heal so far? I have 2 clients that have been diagnosed with cancer. I've had one client who, she was bulimic, and she didn't even realize that she was bulimic. She thought that that was normal. And so I deal with a lot of people with eating disorders, with overactive parts of their brain, like the basal ganglia. So this can heal physical brain issues. It can heal anxiety. The main problem is people are not fully connected to their true self. So that line, that tentacle to the octopus has like clots in it. And so they're down here deep in the mud in Earth on the slave planet, and they can't communicate to their higher selves, so they don't know why they're here, what they came here to do, and they're just digging around in the mud in the bottom of the ocean. That's not who we are. So that's really the goal for this, to ascend humanity. I haven't used it on someone diagnosed in the spectrum yet, but I'm sure that it would work. You know, autism, 99% of people diagnosed with autism are indigo type 3 souls. So indigo type 3 is two soul essences in the same body, and they don't get along. So you have a Nephilim essence, which is 11 strands running in reverse. And then you have a Orifim 24 strand master. So if you combine a 24 strand with a minus 11, you get the 12 strand potential, which is the original angelic human. So that it's a project to allow the Nephilim to get their ascension codes back. But there's a lot of inner conflict going on inside the body. And a lot of these school shootings are when the Nephilim part takes over the body. And then it's not supposed to be like that. So the Orphan part unplugs some of the codes, and then the person is labeled with autism. But as I said before, everything could get healed. My stepson, he was labeled with autism. 5 years old, he was spinning around. Everyone thought there was nothing we could do. So I started working on him, and I acted like he didn't have a problem. If you just love a person and you hug them really strongly, that's what they need. They need that physical contact. Go on the trampoline, be present with them. Don't even ever think that there's something wrong with them. And he came out of the autistic spectrum at 13, so now he's like a normal. But this protocol right here would have saved years with that. Is there an alternative way to communicate with you other than Skype? Yes. Let me go ahead and put that. If you don't have Skype or you can't use it, you can just email me, tobyalexander1111@mail.com. Okay. I just like Skype because I could communicate with you directly and interactively. How will we be able to review this class? All of the webinars will be recorded, as will your personal sessions. I'm doing 4 personal one-on-one sessions in this training, because I know people have like certain issues that are confidential and private, and so you don't want to be talking about that in a webinar with a bunch of people. So even your private sessions will be on a webinar, and they'll be recorded like this. So you'll have access to that as well. Okay, Albina? Awesome. Any other questions? All right, everyone. So I have another session to go to. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to having you in the training. This will be the most powerful healing session and system on the planet. So I really would like all of you here to learn this, to go through it first, and then to take it and serve as many people as possible with it, so we can have a real chance of ascending the planet here. All right, Brenda, I look forward to helping you with this. I'll chat with you in a moment. Namaste, everyone, and much love to you all.